Welcome to Big Basket Now presents the RCB Podcast. Hi, my name is Danish. Welcome to Season 3 of the RCB Podcast. Over the last 2 years, we've taken you through the magnificent journeys of the players that we love and adore so much. This time around, we thought we'll give you a bird's eye view of the big picture. This giant blockbuster called the IPL. We'll take you through the journey of the IPL and what are the things that actually happen to make a tournament of this scale happen. Everything here is about behind the scenes. Like just now from behind the scenes, my producer sent me a list of things we're going to be talking about, like Chinnaswamy Stadium, nutrition and food, scouting, television broadcasts, travel and stay. I could say all this live, but I'm literally giving you the behind the scenes. Umpiring, players off season, what do they do? There's a whole lot. We'll take you on this journey. Join us. This is Season 3 of the RCB Podcast. Virat, you're the only player to sort of have played for the same franchise for the longest time, right? And from 2008 to now, how much has the Chinnaswamy Stadium changed?
Oh, it's changed a lot.
Yeah?
Just in terms of how things were set up back then, initially, to now, just the level of the organization that happens around an IPL game is chalk and cheese. I mean, initially it was, yes, a case of people coming to watch IPL, but the interaction or the experience, I would say, of coming to Chinnaswamy to watch an IPL game wasn't as enhanced back in the day as it is today. And that's one of the main reasons why people love coming to the Chinnaswamy to watch games. Just in general about the stadium also, the outfield was relayed. The pitch was relayed. So many changes have happened. I mean, if you look at the Chinnaswamy back in the day to now, it's a stark difference, just the way it looks as well. And I'm sure the experience of the fans is also very different.
While Chinnaswamy has been a home for Virat for 16 years, it was a royal welcome for Faf du Plessis when he entered the ground for the very first time as RCB captain in 2023. Faf, first season as captain at the Chinnaswamy. What's it like to be there? How's your experience been so far?
Yeah, it's incredible. Obviously playing against RCB always was a big rival match in the past over Chennai and RCB. So I think taking it back to last year, even the unboxing event was probably the first experience I had with the RCB fans, and wow, was that a moment. So much passion, so much energy with the international game not too far away. So that was my first taste of it. And then this year, just playing there, I think the first thing I realized was that it was a noise. And then secondly, a real appreciation for the love. Like I really felt like there was a lot of support, obviously for the team, but for me as well. You know, coming into the stadium, I could feel the energy from the crowd and the love, and that made me feel at home. So that was great.
DK, how does it feel to play the Chinnaswamy Stadium? You've been visiting the stadium since you were a small child. You've come as an opposition, now you're the home boy. What's that feeling like?
Terrific feeling. I think it's one of the best stadiums to play in, especially as the home side. I think the support that RCB has, almost all parts of India is very, very good, but at home it's a different feeling. It's a terrific ground to be a part of.
So you visited the team as an opponent and as somebody who's with the team itself. Is the reception wildly different?
Yeah, I far prefer being a local. I think it's just like the fan base is amazing. The fact that the players walk out to warm up, just the intensity that the crowd bring. Obviously the fact that roof is there, so you always feel so close. It is an incredible atmosphere. I've been lucky enough to go to many stadiums around the world, but nothing is even close to Chinnaswamy.
बस यही बोलना है? यही तुम्हारा ऐड?
Yeah, that's it.
सही है यार. Now delivering in 10 minutes.
There truly is nothing as special as Chinnaswamy. While players have their incredible memories of the 22 yards, our support staff have had their moments of thrill.
Chinnaswamy actually tests your human emotions, to be very, very honest.
Wow.
Because like you said, at one point, you're almost like, okay, the game's in the bag. And out of nowhere, someone comes in and does something unimaginable and it just changes. So as a coach, it's really, it tests your emotions.
What's the first thing you do when you come to Chinnaswamy Stadium?
The one thing I've always looked forward to is the crowds that are there just before entering the gate. Because they get to see the players for the longest period, because the bus turning has to stop for the longest time.
Yeah.
Right, on that road. So that is something that I've always observed. And the excitement levels are as high.
The bond between a cricketer and his fans is sacred. While the fans give it their all to get a glimpse of their king, the king soaks in the energy from the fans and gets inspired by it.
मेरी रूटीन रहती है, जैसा वार्म अप रहता है मैं बैंड स्ट्रेच करता हूँ और फिर अपना हडल रहता है तो वो हडल करता हूँ, जो वार्म अप मैं इंडियन टीम से कर लेता रहा उसी को फॉलो करता हूँ, तो वो मेरे को बॉलिंग में भी बहुत अफेक्ट करती है, तो मैं वो चीज़ को कभी इजी नहीं लेता हूँ, वो इम्पोर्टेंट रोल रहता है मेरे मैच रूटीन जो रहती है वो इम्पोर्टेंट है मेरे.
Do you have an eye for something in the stadium when you walk in? Do you look for something?
I think the first thing when I walk out is the energy that I feel.
Yeah.
So that makes me feel like I'm motivated to perform because you feel the energy from the fans. So you want to live up to that. You don't want to have a dead day or a quiet day. You're like, right, this gets me up. This gets me going. I want to perform today.
While many have formed a bond with the green pitch in the middle and reverberating echoes, some have fond memories of the KCA clubhouse as well.
The first thing that I'd come and do at Chinnaswamy is basically look to go and have a coffee or a chai in the clubhouse because some fantastic beverages being served there.
But what does Chinnaswamy mean for a rookie from the streets of Bangalore who spent countless evenings sweating it out there, preparing for that one golden opportunity since he was a kid?
I touch the ground, I enter the ground because Chinnaswamy Stadium has given me everything. I think my life started because of Chinnaswamy Stadium. So probably if I think about Chinnaswamy Stadium, it's like a worship place for me. So whenever I think about Chinnaswamy or when I enter the ground, it's always like I touch the ground and then just I enter.
But are there any superstitions around the stadium or that one left turn that you take and the fans are waiting outside? Because I know there's often talk about players have superstitions and stuff like that.
Yeah, I don't have any superstitions, to be very honest. For me, it is just how I prepare for the game mentally, what space I look to get into, and then when that is done and I'm excited enough to go to the ground, then I don't necessarily look for a certain feedback from the crowd or, a certain thing that I look at before I enter the stadium. None of those things even occur to me because I've done all my mental preparation, and then, I mean, for all you know, you might be stuck in a traffic jam because of a car accident on the road. You never know. So it's like so many variables are there, and I've always tried to stay away from them and not necessarily depend on those incidents or something which is not internal and external to make me feel like I'm ready. So all the preparation happens internally.
Basu sir, what's your favorite memory at the Chinnaswamy Stadium?
Favorite memory? The Redbacks match or the Blues, Sydney Blues? I'm not sure about the team's name.
One of the Champions Trophy
One
games.
of the Champions Trophy games where I think we're chasing 200 odd runs.
Yeah.
And at about 150 runs something, we'll all be cheering. Virat will ask the dugout to become calm. So that is one of a kind, and I've never seen anything like that in a cricket match. We'll all be trying to cheer up the players who are in the middle, and he'll say, chill, I'll take you through, sort of a gesture from there. And that last ball 6 of KB Arun Karthik, remember that?
Yeah.
Like Allah Jawad Mian, that sixer.
Yeah.
And you all run in, and that was an unbelievable night. And post that match, that night, the way Chris Gayle and Virat entertained us, that is an unbelievable day and night.
बस यही बोलना है, यही तुम्हारा ऐड?
Yeah, that's it.
सही है यार. Now delivering in 10 minutes.
In that sea of emotions, from that very night, Basu sir is not the only one with fond memories.
I think that was the best memory. Although I wasn't there at the time, to have, obviously KB comes from KB Arun Karthik for people.
Yeah.
Who we call him KB back home.
Yeah.
That was one memory on TV, but associated with Chinnaswamy. This year, I think it had to be that innings of Faf and Maxi versus Rajasthan Royals. In the afternoon game, we lost 2 wickets. There's a lot of talk about how we say play bold, play bold. Those 10 overs really showed what we walked the talk.
Favorite memory? My 100 against India in the T20 to win the series.
I think probably the event we had, unboxed event we had this year. I think walking across the crowd was pretty cool. Just listening to the crowd chanting. There was obviously no cricket going on. They were just loving the fact that the players were around. It was amazing.
This year I made my Ranji Trophy debut. So I got first innings, it didn't go really well. Second innings I came back and I got a 5-wicket haul, and then we won the game. That would be one of my favorite one. And the second one would be my IPL debut against Delhi, where I got 3 wickets. So I think these two matches have kind of changed my life entirely. So if I could probably think about any game, I'll think about these 2 games.
While Chinnaswamy has been red and gold's home, Bengaluru has been their community, and almost 15 million of us have been their family for the last 16 years. Our superstars have spent months forming a special bond with the city and its culture. You've been in Bengaluru now for a fair amount of time. Have you figured any spots or places that you personally enjoy going to?
I think amongst the overseas players, I think Lupa has certainly resonated with a few of us. Beautiful food, nice place to get out, and it just sort of getting out to a restaurant like that, it just sort of gives you a bit of a homely feel. I think having some of those comforts of home, beautiful cuisine, relaxed atmosphere. Sometimes the hustle and bustle of India, the over-the-top nature of the fans can sort of wear you down a little bit. And I think to get to a place like that and sort of just almost calm and relax you a little bit. So I think that's been something that's probably given us a little bit of time out.
Yeah, I mean, I've spent a lot of time at UB City, so I know all of those restaurants incredibly well. Shiro's is probably my favourite. But went to a rooftop bar the other, Kazi, the rooftop bar is a lovely location, and obviously we're lucky enough to stay at Taj West End, which is sort of a home away from home, so they're probably my favourites, but there's plenty.
And you've also spent a lot of time in Oakwood, right? I mean, when there was, I think, a lockdown going on, you were stuck in Oakwood. What's that story?
Yeah, so I've spent probably 5 months in that hotel. Like there was a 3-month stint where the first 2 months we weren't even allowed out of our room, so by the time we got to go to the roof to have a coffee in the morning, that was like luxury. So, and that was a week-by-week proposition, the Prime Minister closing things for a week and then reassessing, and you just stay locked in your room for another week, and that just kept going and going. So I know Oakwood really well, obviously UB City. Probably my little haven is the Prestige golf course. Every now and again I get out to that, and that feels like a little haven, which is nice, good food, lovely golf, and great weather.
I used to love to go to UB City, and there's one Italian restaurant which was, I'm forgetting the name, Toscano,
yeah.
Yeah, I used to love that, and just the vibe of that nice terrace and having a nice meal. Even in the afternoon, it's quite pleasant there. So I love going there. RCB Bar and Cafe, which is a recent addition.
It's beautiful, yeah.
Lovely place, lovely place, great food, great vibe. I want to actually go, every time I've been to RCB Bar and Cafe, I've been with the team. So I want to go once where there's live music playing and it's not a team environment, and you can, see the people around you. And
बस यही बोलना है, यही तुम्हारा ऐड?
Yeah, that's it.
सही है यार. Now delivering in 10 minutes.
What do you make of the franchise's efforts to give you and give the people watching a Bengaluru experience?
Yeah, you can see that there's care that's put into it. There's a lot of thought that goes around it. So, I mean, obviously everything around RCB is very professional. So that's also something you know to Australia when you come in. It's a very well-run organisation. But yeah, you can feel there's a lot of care that goes into every single detail of it.
One of the most special moments of the 2023 season was having two of the greatest superstars of RCB, Chris Gayle and AB de Villiers, taking a walk alongside a roaring Chinnaswamy when they got inducted into the RCB Hall of Fame. While it was special for all of us for many reasons, it was emotional for Virat to rub shoulders with two of his best friends in red and gold. One more time at Chinnaswamy. I remember you were so excited to see AB and Chris at that unbox event get honored in front of so many people. Yeah, honestly, what was going through your mind when you were looking at them there?
You know, I felt pretty emotional watching the clips that were compiled of their playing years for RCB. And to be very honest, I did put myself in that position as well in that moment, because I've played 15 years here.
Yeah.
And I was just thinking, standing there, how would I feel when this happens? Or how would the fans feel? So there were many different emotions I felt. Then the opportunity to get to know these people so well and create relationships which are so organic and based on trust, because we always look to work for the same thing. So when your vision is aligned, then your intent can be measured very easily.
Correct.
Because you're working for the same thing, and then the level of commitment tells you where the intent is. So to understand that the intent of both of them was always to try and win for RCB, created a level of trust and friendship, which was a very natural thing that occurred. And for me, it was, the flashback videos were a very emotional moment for me. It was reminiscing all the days, and you actually realize standing there how fast things pass by. I mean,
15 years is gone.
Yeah, like how we're speaking now, and we've had interviews this season also. It'll be 10 years and then we'll be like, oh God, this interview happened 10 years ago, and today you feel like, oh, this is another season of IPL, but how many of these have we done already?
Yeah.
And that season you feel like, this is it. This is the one. This is the most important.
Yeah.
And 7 years, 8 years later, you're like, 8 more have gone by.
Yeah.
So that's all the stuff that I felt.
That's the power of these cameras, right? They capture and then they literally become memories.
Yeah. I mean, there's good and bad to it. You can't be stuck in the past, but then to revisit those memories and appreciate. I felt a lot of appreciation and gratitude for what has happened and how these friendships were formed, and just the accumulation of all that coming together till that evening was a very special moment, and I'm sure that both of them felt the same way.
Okay, thank you. Done. Once. Thank you. Chinnaswamy is our soul. It is the very ground where IPL took birth in 2008, and it remains the favorite hunting ground for legends across the world. In Behind the Scenes of the IPL, we shall touch upon many such emotions and information that has brought IPL to where it stands today. I will see you again on the next episode. You're watching Big Basket Now presents the RCB Podcast.